Hey guys, I think it's been a while since I did a video update about how my health is going. I normally type out the updates, but this one's a little more involved, so I thought a video would be better. I just got home, I don't know, maybe like an hour ago from my thoracic surgeon, and my plan going in was to go and say, I'm off the blood thinner, let's do the surgery to fix my collapsing trachea. Let's do it by the end of December because I've met my out-of-pocket max for the year. I went in with a plan. As you all know, the best laid plans fall apart as soon as they meet the enemy. Not that he's the enemy, but as soon as I got there, it was obvious that my plan was not happening. So basically what he said, he told me I looked better, that I seemed to be doing better. I explained to him that since I started wearing the oxygen 24/7, I'm like a different person. I showed him some pictures of like my skin coloring and my lip coloring with and without oxygen that I may or may not include in this post. I don't know yet. Just showed him some stuff, kind of being like, look at the difference. Even though I know he believes me, he's not someone who dismisses me, he never has. I'm just so used to having to prove what I'm saying to doctors. I just go in with that mindset. Anyway, so he said, it's obvious you're starved of oxygen, but the problem is we don't know why. He says it's one of two things. It's either one, because of the airway, because your trachea is collapsing, or two, it's your lungs themselves that are the issue. If it's the trachea and we fix it, well then we fixed it, that's awesome. But if it's the lung tissue and we fix the trachea, the lung tissue doesn't get better. The only way to, quote, fix lung tissue is a lung transplant. So if we do the trachea surgery and it's my lungs that are the main cause of my issues, that could cause problems. A transplant would be more difficult. So he wants to do a stent. Now originally he did not want to do a stent because my collapse is so bad, it's obvious that it's a problem and needs fixing. It's actually gotten so bad that it's to the point that he said he can see it on a normal CT scan. Now, the difference between a normal CT scan and a high-res CT scan for this purpose, this isn't the only difference. A normal CT scan, you take a big deep breath and hold, and they take the pictures. A high-res CT scan, they do those pictures as well as pictures when you exhale all the air out and hold. So when your trachea collapses, the high-res scan shows that it's collapsed because you're doing those exhale and hold images, whereas the normal CT scan, you're not. For it to show on a normal CT scan, guys, is really not good. The trachea should be wide open on inhalation. When you take a deep breath, it should be wide open. When I exhale, he says it collapses to a sliver, whatever a sliver means. So things aren't good in the trachea region. It will, one way or another, have to be fixed. But he doesn't want to go into this causing more problems than he's potentially solving. So we're going to do the stents after the right heart cath, which has been scheduled for the end of this month. So by January, we should have an idea of what's going on with my heart at least, though it still won't give us any answers about whether it's my lung tissue or my trachea causing the oxygen problem. So what happens with the stents is just like with a stent in one of your heart vessels, they go in to the trachea and they stent it open. And what that will do is it will be there for a few weeks, and I will try not wearing the oxygen and see how I do. If I do a lot better without the oxygen with the stents, then we can say, oh, most of it's the collapsing trachea, let's fix it, and then it'll be fixed. If I don't feel a lot better with the stents, then it's going to be a lung problem. He said if that's the case, he will talk to his transplant team and sort of discuss what the options are, how long I can go without a transplant, and stuff like that. Because if they say, like, oh, she can go another 20 years without a transplant, then we can fix the tracheomalacia. You know what I mean? Like, so everything's just sort of up in the air right now. But that is the current plan. I also showed him what happens when I raise my hands and take a breath. Obviously, you're not supposed to sound like that. He says he doesn't know what that is. Obviously, something is being constricted there, and he said we would need to do a dynamic bronchoscopy to figure out what's going on. And I said, great, before you place the stents, before you put me under, we can do a dynamic. So what that will do is that's putting a scope with a camera at the end in my mouth, or sometimes it's through the nose, back through your mouth, into your trachea, and through your vocal cords, and it goes into your lungs. And they will do this while I am awake, not sedated, sitting up so I can follow commands. I've done it before. It is none too pleasant. When they go through the vocal cords, you cough a lot. It's just not fun. But it has to be done. I knew it had to be done to figure out what that is. And maybe it is the trachea collapsing. Maybe it does collapse on inspiration with certain body positions. We'll find out in January, I guess. But yeah, this is long enough. I have no idea if anyone will watch this all the way through. But that is what is currently on the table. I have a type of scan on Monday that will show if I have any chronic blood clots in my lungs. Whew, sorry, it's been a long day. Then I have blood work and a COVID test to get done before my procedure at the end of the month. And then in January, I have 4 doctor appointments so far with a neurologist, a gastroenterologist, a cardiologist, and someone else. I don't know. Oh, the urologist. No, not them. I don't know. There's a 4th one. I know there's a 4th one. Anyway, that is what is going on. My throat is really dry. I'm going to go get a drink. And I'll update you guys when I can. That's where I am right now. Bye.